No answer. Joining us now is Democratic Senator Adam Schiff of California. He is a member of the Senate Judiciary Committee and a former member of the House January 6th Committee. Senator, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Your California constituents watching that, Defense Secretary being asked, have the troops been authorized to shoot at unarmed protesters in California? And he refuses to answer the question.
I'm sure Californians and I think people around the country are appalled that the secretary couldn't ask a very simple, straightforward question like that, that either he wanted to leave it ambiguous to continue to kind of stoke fear and panic among people, or he doesn't know the answer because he is in over his head in this position in every way. But I have to think it's just going to increase the temperature, increase the anxiety. And frankly, things are already fraught enough in the state of California with the decision of the president to ignore the governor, ignore local law enforcement, to federalize the National Guard. And I share what Senator Slotkin said. You know, we have great reverence for the military in California and for our National Guard. They're there for us in storms and hurricanes and floods and fire. And to see them misused this way, and the potential of distrust between our Guard and our people, it's just tragic.
Senator, we know we have a situation here with Israel and Iran. This is a level of actual warfare between those two countries that we haven't gotten to before. What should be happening both in the White House and with the intelligence committees in Congress, and how should Congress be included in discussions about what's happening there?
Well, I think what should happen in the White House is they should be laying out for the president, okay, here are the alternatives. Here's what it would mean if the U.S. goes in and bombs Fordow. This is what the Iranian reaction is likely to be. Here are the risks of escalation. Here are the risks to our troops. If they do attack our troops and any of our troops are killed, we're going to have to respond, and we will be in this then, you know, potentially full-flown conflict with Iran. They should lay out the consequences of leaving Fordow intact. They should really set it out for the president and provide intelligence to back it up, not just shoot from the seat of their pants. That's what Donald Trump does. That is, shoot from the seat of his pants. But they should also be involving Congress in this. We had to beg and plead for a briefing. I've raised this a couple times. I'm glad to see that the administration is going to come brief Congress. They should be submitting this question to Congress. They should seek our authorization. If we're going to be taking a step like bombing Iran, that should be something that is only done constitutionally with Congress's approval. So that's what should be happening. In terms of what is happening, who the hell really knows?
Mm-hmm. And you have a Senate now that is controlled by Republicans trying to pass the biggest Medicaid cuts we've seen, a bill that will knock 16 million people out of health insurance. They'll have no coverage whatsoever. While we have new scores from CBO saying that they're actually going to increase the national debt even more than CBO had originally estimated using one set of estimating principles. But once they incorporated the estimating principles that the Republicans wanted them to incorporate, they discovered that using those principles, it actually will increase the national debt even more.
Well, this is the thing. They're basically borrowing from our kids and our grandkids to fund a tax cut for really wealthy people right now. That's what we're doing. We're borrowing against the future. We're also stealing money from seniors and others that need health care, either through Medicaid or through Medicare. We're taking their money and their health care, likewise, to fund these tax cuts that we can't afford. They're taking food from hungry families by raiding the SNAP program, also to fund these tax cuts. So it's so irresponsible. And, you know, if the Republicans go ahead and pass this, then they should just shut up about the national debt. They should just shut up about deficits, because they don't mean anything they have to say about it. They could care less. If they can put more money in the pocket of rich people, that's the cost of raising the debt and deficit. They simply don't care. So, you know, if they vote for it, then they just need to shut up about this in the future.
And Senator, your message about this and the Democrats' message generally appears to be dominating in the American public's view of this, because the polling on it is just astonishingly unpopular. It is as unpopular a piece of legislation as Washington has ever considered, ever passed through the House of Representatives, and the voices being raised against it are yours and the Democrats. The Republican arguments in favor of it don't seem to be penetrating.
I think that's right. You know, I think we have to credit the American people for seeing this bill for what it is, and I think it's only going to grow more unpopular over time. So you have to ask, why are the Republicans doing this? Why are they doing it if it's going to explode the debt? Why are they doing it if it's so unpopular? And I think the answer is because they're doing it for wealthy people. They're doing it for their donors. They're doing it for their benefactors. They're doing it for themselves. I mean, lots of the folks pushing this in the White House are billionaires, and they're going to make more. You know, those who are, you know, very wealthy like that can expect millions and millions and millions of dollars more in tax cuts. So this is kind of the gravy train ever since Donald Trump became president. He's making money hand over fist through his crypto dealings. The people around him, you know, Witkoff, who's supposed to be working out, you know, a deal with Iran, his son is cashing in on crypto. They're all cashing in. And with this big, ugly bill for rich people, then all their wealthy friends are going to cash in, too.
California Senator Adam Schiff, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.